The final report on foreign interference, led by Commissioner Marie-Josée Hogue, has been released, and while she claims that there has been some foreign attempts to curry favor with Canadian parliamentarians, there's no evidence of MPs actively conspiring against Canada, which is odd because reports by our intelligence agency indicated that several MPs were semi-witting or witting participants in foreign interference. Hogue downplays these concerns, insisting that no parliamentarians have acted in bad faith. She acknowledges troubling behavior and foreign influence in certain cases, but asserts that Canada's democratic institutions have remained intact, with no election results being altered. However, in her previous report, she did say that some ridings were compromised, so how can some seats be in question, but not the results of the election? Now, I'm not here to claim that the entire public inquiry on foreign interference, which was mostly held in private, is a complete sham. However, I would like to remind everyone that Justin Trudeau lied not once but twice under oath. He claimed that Jordan Peterson was a Russian propagandist, which is a wild claim to make, and that he had information from within that the Conservative MPs were in fact compromised. So either the report is lying or he is. I would wager both. Now, back to the Commission, because their mandate, of course, is to offer recommendations on combating foreign interference. And here's where it gets even harder to believe that Hogue was not bought and paid for by the Liberal Party. In her report, Hogue shifts her primary concern toward the so-called existential threat of misinformation and disinformation, which she argues is now the most dangerous form of foreign interference. In her 51 recommendations, she suggests the creation of a government agency to monitor the internet for misinformation, to ban false information that undermines election legitimacy, and for increased collaboration between intelligence agencies and social media platforms. While she assures us that her proposal does not advocate for the mass surveillance of Canadians or the monitoring of their private communications, her suggestions to give the government authority to interact with online platforms raises some serious questions. Critics argue that her recommendations could easily be weaponized to justify censorship and government overreach, using foreign interference as a pretext to control political narratives. Hogue also calls for intelligence agencies to improve transparency by declassifying more information, implementing a duty to inform policy for individuals targeted by foreign actors. I mean, that seems reasonable, right? But she also called for diversifying security agencies with personnel who have relevant cultural and linguistic backgrounds. In other words, she wants to increase diversity within the very agencies responsible for stopping foreign interference by hiring more people from the same countries or cultures who are accusing of meddling in our elections. I'm not sure if that's the best solution. While the report criticizes the government for its slow and disorganized response to foreign interference, it also paradoxically recommends increased government intervention in online speech under the banner of combating misinformation. And this raises the question: if foreign interference is as marginal and ineffective as Hogue insists in her report, why is her proposed solution a sweeping expansion of government surveillance? The report ultimately leaves Canadians with more questions than answers, especially regarding who gets to decide what constitutes misinformation and whether such powers could be misused to silence political dissent rather than protect our democracy.